Hey, I'm Skye with InStyleAtlanta.com and welcome. Today I have a treat for you guys. I'm sitting with the most beautiful Dr. Myla of Ederra Bella, and this is her facility. She is a celebrity plastic surgeon.
Yes.
And so, Dr. Myla, I want to go from the very beginning of what inspired you to even become a plastic surgeon to where we are now in this amazing facility. I mean, as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, this place is just beautiful. I mean, it's sparkling. It is not medical looking at all, and I absolutely love it. So, but let's jump in and start from the beginning.
Okay, so I actually decided that I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. Well, I decided I wanted to be a doctor when I was in about the 4th grade. And it's so funny because I have this strange obsession with skin, even though I'm not a dermatologist. I love skin, and one of the things that was an issue for me growing up was my skin. I had eczema really bad, and I had really chapped lips, and I got teased about that, and I was in and out of the doctors for treatments for my eczema, and my interactions with doctors when I was a child is what inspired me to be a doctor. As far as this office, I'm new to Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta for about a year now. Prior to that, I worked as a hospital employed physician for a hospital in Indiana. And after my contract was up there, I decided that I wanted to work for myself. I guess the thing that was kind of risky was kind of the way I did it, because I really did just jump. Like, me and my husband and my 2 kids kind of like grabbed hands and jumped into Atlanta. I was living on my retirement. We were staying in a hotel for the first couple months that we were here while we tried to figure out where the office would be. I knew enough about Atlanta to know that I didn't want my office and my house to be more than a couple miles away from each other. So I didn't have to spend 4 hours of my day in traffic. Right. So we didn't find a home until we found where the office would be. And so, I just, for this past year, it's been the most exciting year of my life, because when I thought of something, I could implement it right away. I was able to run things the way I wanted to. I was able to make this office exactly how I wanted it. And I'm a girly girl and I love pretty stuff. And so I pretty much just made it, I filled it up with stuff that I like to look at. I'm going to be here a lot. I'm here all the time. And so I want to smile when I come in. And the people that I'm trying to attract, I wanted them to smile when they came in. I wanted them to be able to trust that I knew what was pretty. And also I wanted them to know that I respected their business, because when people start businesses and they have clients and they don't put back into the business to let them know that they appreciate them, I think that's a problem. So I wanted people who come here can look at this place and know that I appreciate them. I did this for me and for my clients.
The other thing I want to ask was the name Ederra Bella. Where did that come from?
I hired a business coach who is a genius, and she just says all kind of genius things all the time. We were on our first call, like my jump start call to my coaching program with her, and she's like, so what's the name of the practice? And I'm like, Ederra Plastic Surgery. Ederra, what does that mean? And I told her. She's like, I like Ederra. It was kind of like the same way I felt like I like it, but it just felt like something was missing. So we continued with the call, and maybe 10 minutes in, she said, what about, she just like out of the blue came back to that, and she's like, what about Bella Ederra or Ederra Bella? I was like, oh. When I heard Ederrabella, it was perfect. She's like, and it's perfect because you're always talking about inner beauty and outer beauty, so you can play on both words meaning beautiful or pretty. And so we focus on inner and outer beauty. So, I don't want you to just look good. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel your most beautiful. So both words mean pretty or beautiful, either one. And so at Ederra Bella, we inspire women to live confident lives and unleash their inner and outer beauty.
Yeah, so I noticed that you have a program called Preserve Your Pretty.
Yes.
So that's actually the next thing I wanted to kind of get into. And like I said, it just really feels like you really care about your client, to where you have these programs that are developed to not only make them pretty on the outside, like you said, but really get on the
feel
inside.
Pretty.
Yeah, just inside.
So Preserve Your Pretty was born, actually, that phrase I fell out of my mouth when I was talking to one of my clients, actually when I still lived in Indiana. And I've always, because of my love for skin and everything, and me trying to keep myself looking youthful for as long as possible, I started to learn about all these things. And so what I was trying to help people understand is that if you show up to me after stuff has gone awry, then you might need a knife to fix it. But if I can get to people before things are really bad, oftentimes I can keep you from ever needing a knife to your face to look like yourself. So many of my clients will come in and say, I just want you to help me look like myself again. Like they'll look in the mirror one day and feel like, oh my God, is that what I look like now? Like they feel like they don't even recognize themselves. And so it's helping you. So the whole phrase comes from me trying to get people to understand the value of taking care of it early on so that it just stays great.
How does the program work?
So Preserve Your Pretty Preserve Your Pretty itself is not really a program, it's just a way of life that I try to, it's a lifestyle. But I do have programs for people that are all in with Preserving Their Pretty. It's called my Diamond Club. So I have people that are in my Diamond Club, they basically pay a monthly fee and they come in for services and they don't have to pay for the services when they come. So it's people who are committed to the lifestyle of skin, of healthy, beautiful, glowing, youthful skin. That's what my Diamond Club is for. But I basically want to, people who support my business, I want them to, get special perks. And also people who are committed to the lifestyle of healthy skin, it makes it more affordable than if they just come in here a la carte and do it. It allows them to be able to basically do the stuff to their faces that I do to mine every month. Consistently, you got to use products, and the products are like food, and the services are like exercise.
So, and speaking of some of the services, now I want to get into the hydrofacials, because I know we've had Cynthia Bailey, a lot of the Atlanta housewives, Marlo,
Cynthia, Kenya. I think Dr. Heavenly got one. She's on my Instagram page too. Yeah, I've had a lot of people get Ashley Graham. She was the first person I ever touched when I was in Atlanta, and she doesn't even live here. She lives in New York. But we crossed paths, and she's like, "Your skin is fabulous. How do I get that?" Yeah. She's like, "I'm in town until Saturday. Can I come?" It was like Thursday. I'm like, "Girl, absolutely, you can come. Girl, come on."
Right.
Yeah. So
were you excited? Were you nervous?
I couldn't even believe it. Like she was the first person that paid me money in Atlanta to do anything to him. I was still we hadn't even, when I met her, we had just found this space maybe a few weeks before that. This space was being built out, and I had this little bitty office that was like 125 square feet, so that if I met somebody that wanted a service, I had a place to take them. And my husband painted the walls in there all white and put the logo on there. It was our last logo. We got her upgraded since then, but put the logo on the wall, so it was all white and serene in there. It was little, but it was cute. And she came and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cute." Well, since she's from New York, she probably didn't think it was little, because everything in New York is
right.
So I did a hydrofacial on her, and that was when Periscope really first started to pick up, and she periscoped it, and it was awesome. She's such an awesome person.
Oh, wow.
But she was the first person I did a hydrofacial on in Atlanta.
So, and what is that process? What exactly?
So that is a wonderful service. So I probably do those. Sometimes I might get one every 2 weeks, and sometimes it might be a couple months between. But it's like microdermabrasion for people who've heard of that. Basically, it exfoliates the surface of your skin, so it gets all the dead skin cells off the surface, and then it cleans out your pores. So with the microderm, it mechanically exfoliates, and it uses a suction to pull dirt and bacteria and make up your pores. With a hydrofacial, you get that benefit, but then the added benefit of it cleaning your pores out. So there's actually a fluid that is infused into your pores to get everything out. So instead of just using a vacuum cleaner, it's almost like mopping,
right?
So you get to actually clean it out, and then it infuses goodness back in. So the process, you get peptides infused back in, antioxidants, basically nutrition and hydration for your skin.
The things that.
So when you finish, your skin is bright and the skin cells are plump, and your skin is happy and it looks good. And then you look in the canister. It is, and it lasts for about a week or two. You have that glow, but you look in the canister, you can see all the stuff that comes out, and that's always fun. So some people, you look at it, you're like, "Oh, it's not too bad," and then my husband, I remember when I did him, and I was like, I cannot even believe that I let your face anywhere near mine with all of that mess I see up in that canister.
Wow.
Yeah, so some people, it's like a whole bunch of crap in there.
So that's years probably, we've never had, I've never had a facial, so that's probably just years and
Girl,
years.
yours will be interesting.
Build up.
Yeah.
It might be like jet black.
Girl, yours will be interesting. But but it's okay. It's only like that the first time, and then you're like, oh my god, and then you don't let that happen again.
Right, because then you
see it, and you're
that.
like, okay,
So,
I need to do something.
So how often should someone come in and get that hydrofacial?
About once a month is probably like the sweet spot. You know, that's realistic for people to do.
Can you overdo it?
Not really. No, so that's one service that you kind of can get kind of whenever you want to, but it's $200, so nobody's gonna be doing that every week unless they own the machine.
So now you know what, I really want to dig into the whole big.
I know what you're gonna say.
The V word.
I knew
We're
it.
gonna go in and talk about the J, the rejuvenation. And I know Miss Towanda Braxton has had some, and I've got to tell you, before I came on and did the interview, I said, you know what, let me go. And I pulled up some pictures of like before and after. I was like, oh my.
Some people have real problems going on down there. Like you're like, dang. Because I know for labiaplasty, if you were looking at before and after pictures, it was probably a labiaplasty, right? What Towanda Braxton got was a laser rejuvenation of the actual vaginal canal. So that you can't see a difference, you feel a difference. So that treatment is wonderful because it's painless. And you don't have to numb. So it's just genuinely a painless procedure. And there's very little downtime. The only downtime you have is 72 hours after the treatment. You shouldn't have intercourse or put a tampon in or that type of thing. And what it does is multiple things actually. So for ladies who after children, they have difficulty holding their urine when they sneeze, cough, laugh, that type of thing, it fixes that. For ladies who suffer from vaginal dryness or have to use lubrication a lot in order to have enough lubrication during intercourse, it fixes that. For ladies who have never had an orgasm from penetration, like where
it fixes that too.
Yes.
There's an app for that.
Girl, yes, it fixes that. Yes, that's like the biggest thing. And I didn't even realize that was a benefit. Like I guess I heard they say it improves sexual satisfaction, but like what does that mean?
Right.
Well, after I did like the first 3 people, they were all like, "Girl," I'm like, "What?" Like trying to figure out how I can put that sucker up myself. After I heard all the feedback from ladies who got, I'm like, "How can I do this to myself?" So, but they're like, that's the most consistent thing that the ladies who've had it have said is that it has improved sex in a way that when they have just intercourse alone with no stimulation of the clitoris at all, they have orgasms. So yes, it's wonderful.
What sets your facility, Ederra Bella, apart from any other just plastic surgeon facility out there?
So I really believe that when you come here, you're being treated as a person, as a whole. So, I'm not going to do surgery on someone who doesn't need surgery, who is not appropriate for it, who is not safe for it. Safe surgery comes first. I need to make sure you're in a good mental space to be receiving it. So you can come in here and ask for what it is that you desire, and you only get it at this office if you're safe and appropriate for it, and if what you're asking for is something reasonable. I'm a businesswoman, yes, and of course I want to make money. Everyone wants to make money, but I'm not going to make money at the detriment of my clients. It's more important to me to make sure that I can look myself in the mirror, that I'm working with integrity. And right now in this climate of plastic surgery in the United States, people treat it like it is a pair of jeans.
Yes.
They call, even the questions that we get over the phone sometimes is so disheartening because they'll be put off by things that are commonplace, that should be commonplace. But when you're going to places or going to people who aren't trained in the ethics of plastic surgery and are just trying to make a buck, then the important questions that people need to ask in order to make sure that they're doing things safely get thrown out the window because they just want the check. Mm-hmm. And so that is not Ederra Bella. We do have German crystal chandeliers and fabulous vases and all this business.
Yes, they are.
But I'm not going to take money from someone to fund this stuff if it's not safe or appropriate. I'm just not going to do it. So we just work with integrity here. It's a beautiful place that's safe and full of integrity.
It's like I said, you guys, it's absolutely amazing in here, and thank you so much. I have enjoyed myself. I think you are so amazing. I just love hearing the story. I love hearing stories, and I think this is one that was just excellent, you know, because number one, you are a female, you are African American female, and it's just, I just really embrace that, and I truly, truly love it, and really, you know, on a side note, want you to sit down with my daughter. She gets to sit down with like all little girls, and you know what, if you want to do this, because you know, you've got that, you know, yes, you can. Just go do it. Who cares what they say?
You can.
Who cares what they say? And look
Literally.
at what you've built with your hands.
Yeah,
So
literally,
it's
who
just-
cares what they, literally, who cares what they say? It's not about what they say. You have to live your life for you. You have to do what makes your heart sing. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror, and you don't want to wake up and be 70 and say, I wish I had, because you were living somebody else's life, or the life that people told you to live. And I resisted that urge my whole life, and nobody told me to do that. It was just in me. God just made me that way. But when people try to tell me to be a social worker or be a nurse, and those are wonderful careers for people, but wasn't the right one for me. I just went out I just like, okay, and I just went the other way. Like I didn't try to convince them or argue with them. I just went on and put them on the list of people that I had to show later that I could do it. And so now they're all watching out like, whoa, she did it. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
And there's more to come. I have so much more that I've dreamt of that I plan to make happen.
So you guys definitely, you've got to come out here, Ederra Bella. Can we run down all your social media platforms? Can we run down, give them the website where they can, you know, get all the information and so much more. Don't forget, Preserve Your Pretty.
Preserve Your Pretty. So that is a website, preserveyourpretty.com. Then we have Ederrabella, EDERRABELLA.com. And I have a Facebook page for Ederrabella and Facebook for Dr. Myla. Also Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, at Dr. Myla, and also at Ederrabella. So you can, if you go to one, you'll end up at all the other ones too. So you just try to remember one.
So you guys make sure you go check it out. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I'm Skye, InStyleAtlanta.com, and we'll see you guys soon.